As far as hanging the parts in the bath, the easiest thing is to use some copper wire to hang them and just put some hooks on the end. So this is the water break test. On this side you can see how the water beads up and runs off the part, showing that it's still not clean enough, it's still got some grease on it. On this half, which is clean enough, you can see how it doesn't bead up and it just forms a uniform film over the whole surface of the part. So after the part's been polished and thoroughly degreased so that it passes a water break test, which means that water doesn't bead on the surface of the part but covers it uniformly, then it goes into the acid etch bath for 5 minutes. So this can either be about 20% dilute hydrochloric acid, which is what in the UK brick cleaner is, or from the websites that sell the chemicals, the electroplating chemicals, you can get a dry acid mix which comes in crystal form, and you just mix it with water, which I find to be the easiest. So 5 minutes in there, which takes any oxidation off the surface of the part, and then from there a good rinse in some distilled water so you're not transferring a lot of acid to your electroplating bath. So once it's been acid etched and rinsed, it's time to go into the plating bath. The plating current for replica chrome is 0.150 of an amp for every square inch surface area. So work out the surface area of your part. In this case that will give me 0.8 of an amp. Set your controller for 0.8 of an amp, you'll get to know whereabouts you need to set it, and then just attach the part to the bus bar and then straight in to the plating solution, and then once it's in you can just fine adjust it to give you the required ampage. If you're doing a big part, it's a good idea to have some agitation of the solution. So what I use is, this is a fish tank pump, and then just put that in the bath and let that bubble away, and that just keeps the solution agitated and you get a better covering, a more even covering with the agitation than without. If you've set the ampage right, you shouldn't see any major bubbling from the part. You may see some bubbling from where the copper wire goes into the solution, that's normal, but you shouldn't see a large amount of bubbling from the part itself. If it is bubbling away, then you've got too much ampage. So once it's in, it is then just a matter of leaving it for 20 minutes. Don't be tempted to start pulling it out and having a look, because that can affect how well the plating takes. You can always just have a look at lift it up and just have a look at the copper wire, see if it's plating on the copper wire, and you should be able to see if it's just below the surface, which is the best place for it to be. It seems to plate better if it's just below the surface. You should be able to see the plating taking place. So when your half an hour is up, it's out of the bath and then straight into some distilled water, give it a good rinse in that, You can leave it in there for 5 minutes if you want, and then after that you can hang it up and let it dry, and then it can be polished.